They're changing my voice. I am not gay. Now let me give you an example of military grade psychology. So first of all, not every psychologist is trained in psychological warfare. The people who are tend to be in the military. So just now, when I saw a video, a news clip about the controversy with Harvard and President Trump, okay, and obviously it's very see-through what they're doing. They're playing some kind of secret society game, college society game, college alumni game, social club game, what have you, where they try to make it so that people play the game in a certain position. They're reinforcing social norms, and it's so immature. It shows you how people in Ivy League schools are nowhere near as intelligent as you think they are. We'll get to that. Let me talk about what triggered me, okay? If you want to call it that. I hate to use that term because I'm perfectly capable of shrugging this stuff off. It's just not in my best interest, not my religion, to just ignore the insults. I masterfully respond to them instead. Just like if I was fighting with somebody, I could block all day. But what the hell? I'm going to strike back. I'm not the New World Order's punching bag. I'm above everyone else. I've proven that a million times over. You've seen them cower instead of present a viable counter-argument because they know I'm smarter than they are, and they know they have no viable counter-argument, and they know that I'm right. So basically, when I'm watching these video clips, the people who are watching me, they tend to find ways to communicate to me. Sometimes with technology, sometimes in the comments, and it all lines up a certain way. Remember, I have 23 witnesses on record to the psychological operation against me. For those of you who are so shameless and you want to pretend that we're not in a technological age and that I'm not in the Silicon Valley and so on and so forth, but we are, and I am. So anyway, as the government is playing a game with the governing class to withhold funding from my parents and trying to use that to try to control me. And you can imagine my parents don't want me to talk about it. My family doesn't want to talk about it. The government, what have you. For all I know, they have no intention of ever giving them the money. I don't care. But there was a clip on the news where they're sparring on CNN. And there's a Republican there and so on. There's like 4 people and they're sparring, mentally sparring, verbally sparring. And he says that, this guy says that if you're going to take federal money, okay, that you should, play by the rules of the people who are giving you the money. Now you got to realize that there are heathens in the church, in the government. There are people who do not believe in doing the right thing. They don't realize that every breath they take is taking something from God Almighty that God has allowed them to have. But they think, and often these guys are affiliated with the church. I mean, it's so disgraceful for them and their families and their groups and their countries. So disgraceful. They think that the answer here is to take blood money and to try to hold it over Christ's head. Now, even when I was a little kid, I would have wanted to beat them to death, because there's no excuse for that. When I was younger, I said things like, if I was standing there by Christ when they're crucifying him, I would have started beating down Romans. I would have killed him. I would have fought to the death. And you see a country full of just complete fucking cowards who help the state persecute me. Completely scared the man up. That is in the back of my head sometimes. It's in my, I'm consciously thinking about it sometimes, like right now. And it pisses you off, logically. Now, am I some kind of gay Buddhist, in mental health, meditating with a bunch of homosexuals? No. I'm a man. I'm a heterosexual man who stands firm for what's right. I'm not going to change my religion because some military-grade bitches work for some bitch-ass motherfuckers, and I try to push my buttons so some bitch-ass motherfuckers can say, hey, he's angry all the time, and perhaps we need to intervene. It's fucking pathetic. Or people in Ivy League schools, they want to pretend that they're above me. Okay, it's like if somebody went to a knitting school for 4 years with elite knitters. Can they then turn around and act like they should be in charge and not the natural leader of all of humanity? because they're skilled fucking labor? I have a political science degree. Mine is in economics. Me, I have a degree in computer science. Oh, me? Okay. So let's bear with me for a minute. I have a degree in psychology. Who fucking cares? So you went and sucked off some Ivy League bitches and got some skilled labor fucking degree. What the fuck does that have to do with existential intelligence? What does that have to do with being a natural leader? What does that have to do with intra and interpersonal intelligence and naturalists? And then you threaten Jesus as 189,000 people die every day in the world. When's the last time your family members died? Were you guiding their fucking souls, you bitch ass motherfucker? Or did God put me above you? You pencil dick fucking coward. That's why God formed me to be at his right hand for eternity. And you're just some pedophile paying fucking pussy. Do I really have to explain this to you, lesser form of fucking life? Use your fucking heads. Life is short one way or another. But your fucking lack of masculinity is a fucking disgrace. Okay, so this clip, it comes about a minute later. And when you look at what happened, it's the inevitable clash. These people also changed my voice to try to make it so I sound gay. And there's a bunch of LGBT-like people in the government, in the churches, and, basically all the politicians are LGBT-like people. And there's a bunch of LGBT-like people in Ivy League schools. Now, again, I don't care about chastising Ivy League schools any more than I care about chastising people who knit. But when they kind of step up to the plate, in a sissy and feeble manner, mind you, and try to exert power over Christ, and I'm Christ, what do you think I'm going to do? There's the reason why God chose me and not you people. You people folded so quickly, so easily. You just immediately did what the devil said the first chance you were threatened. First chance you got. First time you were threatened. But I stood firm every step of the way. Your lack of leadership ability and qualifications precedes you people.